Hey guys, and welcome back to TEW. If you missed the last episode, we are Japan Pro Wrestling USA, and this is our hardest challenge ever, where we started with 0 prestige, 0 momentum, and 0 popularity. Now, for this, we are actually in the midst of our tag league, as you can see here. So currently, we have Puma de Oro and Yun Saito, and Sanada and BXB Hulk in first position. And sadly, Kazuma and Kagetora and Gosamaru and Sano have 0 points. And in between there we have Irata and Go Shiozaki, La Velocidad and Takakura, as well as Nozaki and Baba and Honda and Hajime as our sort of middle tier people. And obviously we still got a lot of matches to go in this tournament. And if we check out our finances, we actually made a profit last month for the first time, which is awesome. Very nice early profit. Now with that being said, if we come in here and check out our size, you'll see we are a 27 in the southwest, and got a little bit in Canada, and whatnot. So if we just come to our broadcasting, you see we are on independent. We are on Independent Pro Wrestling, and we're on YouTube, which is awesome. And effectively, if we come to our merchandise, we need to start building this up at some point. But for now, I'm very happy with where we are. We are only running one show a month still, which I'm very, very happy with. So, you know how this goes. We will skip ahead any news, anything like that. If not, I'll see you at the show. And I want to give a big shout out to our members on the channel. So thank you to Genevieve Sweet for being a member. Don't forget, by being a member, you do have early access to these episodes. So with that being said, we are going to skip ahead now. Any news we'll talk about. And if not, I will see you at the show. Okay, we're ready for our first show of the episode, I should say. I forgot to record the night off, but it's whatever. We are going to go to the southwest, finalise our broadcasters, get ourselves on both of them. Booking team meeting. Let's get a creative finish. Killer Kross, okay, and a creative finish for another team. Cool. Locker room incidents. Ray Rosser has turned up, asking if you might use him tonight. Yeah, we haven't got a spot. Yun Saito was brought before Wrestlers Court accused to fail to pick up his share of a tab on the rental car. The judge, Jim Roche, found him guilty and sentenced him to pay for the full cost and reimburse his travel partners. Oh, poor Saito. We did training for Arata. Cool. Address the locker room. Let's inspire. Excellent. Right. You know how this goes. We'll get this show booked. Any news we'll talk about. And I'll see you at the next one. Okay, in our first match on the show, we had Kagetora and Kazuma Sakamoto taking on Honda and Hajime. Now, we had Honda and Hajime win the match here. A wrestling rating of 42 and a segment rating of 47. So Sakamoto got a 34, Kagetora got a 40, Hajime got a 46, and Honda got a 50. Which means Honda and Hajime pick up a point in the tag tournament. We then get Yu Izuka, I hope I said that right, taking on Murashima, in which it would end in a draw as Killer Kross would debut attacking both men. So, wrestling rating of 43 and a segment rating of 39. Murashima, who I'm hoping to build the company around in the future, got 45, which is good. Killer Kross debuted his Herald of Doomsday gimmick with a great rating. And then post-match, he cuts a promo talking about how he's here to absolutely dominate and prove his worth. And kind of, shits on the WWE a little bit, being like, the quote-unquote big leagues didn't see my quality, that sort of thing. A nice 58 segment rating, though, is awesome from Killer Kross. And then in our main event, Go Shiozaki and Arata would go to a time limit draw with Saito and Puma de Oro. Got a wrestling rating of 41 and a segment rating of 44. Arata got a 22, Shiozaki got a 49, De Oro got a 49, and Yun Saito got a 43. And our creative finish was a success, so not bad at all. So increased our popularity in 18 regions, which is what we needed. Crowd wasn't happy as they expected more angles and interview segments. I do need to work on that. So let's address the locker room, and we'll give this to Killer Kross for his awesome promo. And I'm going to actually give it to Murashima as well. Seemed pleased, excellent. Financial report, we did lose 2,100 because Killer Kross is expensive, but that's okay. Popularity recap, okay, so we've gone up to an 11 in the Mid-South, awesome. Okay, it's the day after the show. Oh nice, Jack Morris has picked up a title, good for him. He's awesome. If you haven't seen him wrestle, he wrestles in Pro Wrestling Noah, and he's so good. Lack of big names. Okay, so we need to work on that. But we did pull in almost 5,000 viewers, so I'll take that. How does that put our size? Still 27, okay. Finances? Minus 1,200, so that is something for us to keep an eye on, okay. Okay, it's the end of the month, which means because it is the start of a brand new year, we get the, basically, of the year list. So let's go over it. Male Wrestler of the Year is Adam Page. Female Wrestler of the Year is Rhea Ripley. WWE is the Company of the Year. Male Tag Team goes to Los Hermanos Chavez. Female Tag Team of the Year goes to Julia Maxine Dupree. Match of the Year goes to Ospreay defeating Ricochet. Show of the Year, AEW World's End. Male Young Wrestler of the Year is Jay Malichi. Female Young Wrestler of the Year is Billy Starks. Hetrichio, butchered that pronunciation, is the Veteran Wrestler of the Year. Charlotte Flair being the Female Veteran. Most Improved Company is Marigold. Male Independent Wrestler of the Year is Keisuke Ishii. Female Independent Wrestler of the Year is Mayu Uetwani. I've butchered the pronunciations today, holy shit. Male Manager of the Year is Taka Michinoku, nice. Female is Layla Gray. Male Play-By-Play is Gentaro. Female Play-By-Play is Aihara. Male Color Commentator is Alex Kozlov. Female Color Commentator is Veda Scott. And the referees would be Barb Sasaki and Aubrey Edwards. Nice. Any other news here for us to look at? Bozilla's sidelined. Okay, what about our news here? So we have our year-end awards. We can check that out. Gary Gordon has signed. Brutus Creed and Zeta Steel have split up. Goji Ozaki's contract is ending, so let's bring him in. Give him 2-year written contract for events and ATV shows. Gotta keep Go on the team. So now let's go and check out our finances quick. We still made a profit. Perfect. And then, year-end awards. So match of the year is Mina Shirakawa and Tam Nakano defeating Thekla and Zia Xiao. Card of the year was That Rising Sun. Our referee was obviously Hinata. Okay, nice. We got no male or female wrestler of the year because they haven't wrestled 10 matches. That's fine. Okay, it's time for show 2, so let's get this done. Now, this is going to be a little convoluted because obviously my list of wrestlers here is a little confusing. Now, I want to use Mina Shirakawa and I want to use Marika Kobayashi. So all the other ladies can have the night off. Zeus can also have the night off alongside Kathy Kelly. So as I pressed the wrong button, Yuko can have the night off. I know Yu Ishikawa. In fact, actually no, we're going to use Zaya Zhao for this one instead of Marika. So where is... there you go. So Zaya Zhao, Waka can have the night off. We don't need Tekla, we don't need Tam, don't need Tevez, Kurumi. Any other ladies? Yes, Matsumoto, Dorada. Excellent. Okay, and then when it comes to men's matches, we don't need Arata or Go Giozaki. Who do I want to use for this? Okay, do we want to use Black Menso Ray? No. What matches have I got listed here? So I need La Velocidad and Ryuya. Cool. I need Nozaki and I need Baba. Excellent, so that's one match. Okay. I have my list ready. So I don't need BXB Hulk. I need Gosamaru. Do I need Hajime? I do not need Hajime, which means I don't need Honda. I don't need Saito, which means I don't need Oro. So Gosamaru. Do I need Kagetora and Kazuma? Yes, I do. I don't need Murashima. I don't need Killer Kross. I wish you could reverse this and pick people you want to use. That would make things a little easier sometimes. I don't need Tanaka. I need Sano, I don't need Sanada, Teoki, I don't need Sugiura. Okay, excellent. Tonight's venue, back to the southwest. Finalise our broadcasters. Booking team. We'll spend a great finish. Okay, and a gimmick idea. Perfect. Locker room incidents. We did training for Ryuya. Hey, and now they're travel buddies as well. Excellent. I wonder if he's got a mentor we could hire. That might be worth looking into. Team bonding, how is that? New tensions between Jim Ross and Teokia, and between us and Jim Ross. Fucking Jim, man. Okay, with that all being said, let's get the show booked on our junior results page. Okay, in our first match on the show, we had Gosamaru and Naoshi Sano taking on Kazuma, Sakamoto and Katora, in which Sakamoto and Katora would get the win. Now, Gosamaru did suffer a fractured cheekbone, not the worst situation. Wrestling rating of 30 and a segment rating of 32. Sano and Gosamaru both got 27s, Katora got 36 and Sakamoto got 31, so not too bad for an opening match. That's fine. But Sakamoto has got heat, excellent. We then cut to the back where Xia Zhao is basically cutting a promo talking about how she plans to hurt Mina Shirakawa tonight to force a title match by management. We then get Mina Shirakawa taking on Xia Zhao, in which Mina Shirakawa would get the win in 13 minutes, a 51 wrestling rating and a 56 segment rating, nice. Shirakawa got 55, Xia Zhao got 47. Mina would then cut a promo talking about how she respects Tam Nakano but wants her title. We then get in our main event Kodai Nozaki and Takumi Baba taking on La Velocidad and Ryuya Takagura, in which La Velocidad would get the win. This had a wrestling rating of 31 and a segment rating of 45. Baba got a 31, Nozaki only got 12. Ryuya only got 14, that's crazy. La Velocidad getting a 66 that held that match together along with Baba, thankfully. So that did increase our show in 18 regions. How was that looking? Let's address the locker room. We'll obviously give it to La Velocidad and Mina Shirakawa because they performed the best. He was pleased and she seemed pleased. Injury review, only 27 days, that's fine. Financial report, we lost 1,500, that's okay, means we'll make a profit this month. We have gone up to a 29 in the southwest, damn, so we jumped up by 2, that's awesome. We need to get more of these increasing though every month. Okay, it is the day after the show, let's check our news quick. So 5,500 views for this show, excellent. If we just check out our finances quick, so we're only 700 in debt, that's awesome. So we're going to make about $1,000 this month, I think. Maybe we eventually start running 2 shows a month. Potentially. We'll see, maybe when we get to the next size up. Because the next size we only need to get to 35, so maybe when we get to 35, then we start running like the Mid-South as well or something. Okay, it is the end of the month. Any news? We've got Nick Aldis has joined TNA. So he's leaving the WWE. Good for him. Angelina Love's gotten married. Tommy Billingham's changed styles. Anything else? No. Wacker's contract is ending. Nozaki's gone through the MMA fight. Returned 6 months. Not great. But let's re-sign Wacker. Perfect. Let's check our finances. Just here, yeah, 1,100. So we're making profit, which is nice. If only we had more popularity across the board here, we'd be making even more profit, but it is what it is. Keiji Muto is leaving Noah, who's the only person he's signed with. So we are going to try and bring him in. I don't know if we risk, though, trying to sign him. We're going to leave it for 30 days. Wait for his contract to run out. Maybe he'll be cheaper. But we're bringing in Keiji Muto as our road agent. That's going to be intense. Gosamaru is fully fit as well. That's excellent. Okay, and that brings us to our next show. So we can give some people the night off, and we're actually not going to do any tag league matches for this one. So for this, I want to use Zeus. I want to use Izakaya. So I don't need a Ratter. I don't need Menso Ray. Do I need Menso Ray? No. Yeah, I do need Menso Ray. Don't need BXB Hulk. Don't need Go. Don't need Gosamaru. Don't need Saito. Kitora. Do I need Killer Kross? Yeah, we'll use Killer Kross. Don't need La Velocidad. I don't need Mina Shirakawa. I need Tanaka. Sano. De Oro. Sonada. Tayakiya. Segura. Could probably use Segura. It's been a while since we used him. Don't need Baba. Okay, cool. So, who do I want? We're going to use Kurumi, and we use Yuko. So I don't need Zai Zhao, we use Waka and Tam. So I don't need Tekla, don't need Tevez, I don't need Kobayashi, I don't need Matsumoto, I don't need Dorada. Excellent. Tonight's venue, Southwest, finalised broadcasters, booking team meeting. We're going to save the creative energy for now. Luchasaurus attendant asking if we might be able to use him. Yes, we can. We can definitely use you. Izukawa was put before Wrestlers Corps because he was an hour late to pick up his assigned travel partner. So Jim Ross found him gooey and sentenced him to pay for his travel partners and meals. Awesome. We did training for Yuko. And let's medal between... Let's do Jim Ross and Killer Kross. Okay. So, you know how this goes. We'll get the show booked and join you on the results page. Okay, in our first match on the show, we had Kurumi taking on Sakurai, in which Sakurai would get the win in 10 minutes. 34 wrestling rating and a 39 segment rating. Kurumi got 39, Sakurai got 29. We then have Yu, Izukawa and Luchasaurus taking on Segura and Zeus. Segura and Zeus would pick up the win here. A 35 wrestling rating and a 38 segment rating. Luchasaurus with the 35, Izukawa with the 41, Zeus with the 26, and Segura with the 39. So both heels were really off their game, and there's a lot of rusty people. But then Kathy Kelly cut a promo basically saying how Zeus is unstoppable, and, you know, Segura being his little killer machine, being all intimidating. We then have Black Menso Ray challenging Minoru Tanaka for the junior heavyweight title, in which Tanaka would retain. 22 wrestling rating, 23 segment rating. I expected this match to flop, but unfortunately I needed to get the 3 different match types in, so this is whatever. We're going to ignore how terrible this match was. We then cut to the back where Killer Kross is cutting a promo, basically just saying that time is ticking down for Japan and USA. And then in the main event, Tam Nakano would defeat Waka to retain the women's world title in 13 minutes. A 53 wrestling rating and a 57 segment rating. Tam Nakano got 65 and Waka got 41. So that increased our popularity in 18 regions with an overall rating of 50. So if we address the locker room, we'll give it to Killer Kross again. And we'll give it to Tam because she performed amazingly. Excellent. Seemed pleased, seemed pleased. Financials, we only lost $170 that show. That's incredible considering we had Killer Kross on it. Popularity recap, gaining everywhere, awesome. Okay, it's the day after the show. News-wise, 5,000 views again. Excellent. If we come to our finances, we're still up, which means we're going to make more profit this month, which is perfect. I do kind of wonder if we should bump our merchandise up a little bit. No, we'll wait for now, we'll wait. Production-wise, do I want to bump this up? How much would this cost? 500 per month plus 150 shows. So it costs us an extra 500, but it would boost our show rating. We'll do that when we get to the next size. Now I'm happy where we're at. Okay, it's the start of the new month, and usually I'll be wrapping the episode up here. However, as you would have seen, I'm doing longer episodes because we missed so long because of rendering issues. That being said, there is some stuff we have to go over, and unfortunately the footage for when this actually broke is lost. But you'll notice we don't have Takumi Baba. The reason is, unfortunately, he has passed away. Yeah, he died in an accident after being bitten by a rabid badger. So yeah, we've lost Baba. Not ideal. Murashima has relocated as well. Yeah, I totally forgot about that, to be honest. It wasn't until I checked the news I was like, oh no, that did happen. We are going to bring Joe Doering in though. He made his name in Japan, so he could be pretty fun to bring in for a little bit now that he's returned to the wrestling business. This also means we do have a small problem in our tag league, as Nozaki and Baba, obviously, Baba is no longer with us and Nozaki is MMA fighting, so I'm wondering if we can just remove them. Remove Takumi Baba and remove... Can I not remove Nozaki? Yeah, there you go. So they have finished their tournament. Oh dear. Well, it is what it is. You'll see Snarder and BXB Hulk are currently in the lead in the title tournament. If we come to our finances, we made $2,500 last month, which is awesome. But yeah, some bad news to start this. Okay, so we have a few bits of news to go over. Johnny Elite has left AEW. Keiji Muto has left Noah. And we're going to bring him in as our road agent. We also got suggested to bring Jaguar Kota back in as a road agent, so we are going to do that. Tazikawa was actually someone I had on the shortlist, who I think I'm going to bring in. No, not in the UK. Just because he's only 33 and we have got a very aging roster. And if you look at his stats, they're actually pretty damn good. So I really like this idea of bringing him in. Attributes-wise, he's better as a babyface, that's fine, because we do need some strong babyfaces. Comedy match performance, not amazing, but it is what it is. We need to do our YouTube deal, so let's get that going quick. I'm going to have both of these run out at the same time. So let's put 6 months onto here and 6 months onto YouTube. Perfect. What was I going to do? Jaguar Kota, that was it. Here she is, perfect. So we'll bring her in as a road agent too. I do like the idea of making her GM as well. That was in the same suggestion. But for now, we'll just start as a road agent. And we'll go from there. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, we've given people the night off already, just because it takes a while with the tag league process. Tonight's venue, going back to the southwest. Finalise our broadcasters, get us on everyone. Our booking team meeting, we will spend a creative finish. BXB Hulk, okay, nice. And a creative finish for just in general, cool. Locker room incidents, Brandon Cutler asked to hang out backstage, sure. We did training for Kobayashi and Tevez. And Goro, Reta and Hajime. Reina Dorado was brought before Wrestlers Court, accused of failing to pick up her share of the tab at the bar. Jim Ross found a guilty and sentenced her to buy drinks for everyone after the show. Okay then, has small impact upon Reina, good. Oh, Kobayashi was also brought before Wrestlers Court for being late to pick up her assigned travel partner. So Jim Ross found a guilty and sentenced her to pay for her travel partner's meals for the next 3 shows. And that also had a small impact upon Marika. Goji Ozaki and Brandon Cutler have been getting on particularly well. What a weird combination, but fair play. And we'll inspire. Cool, okay. So let's get this booked. I'll join you on the results page. Okay, our first match of the show is Aurora Tevez taking on Marika Kobayashi, Reina Dorada and Tekla in a fatal 4-way, in which Tekla would get the win. A 39 wrestling rating and a 47 segment rating. Tevez got a 30, Kobayashi got a 39, Dorada got a 37 and Tekla got a 51. We then have Tekla cut a promo saying how she is demanding a title shot against Tam Nakano. Killer Kross makes his in-ring debut, taking on Katsuya Murashima, I should say. I read that totally wrong. Killer Kross is rusty, to be expected, and this is the person that Killer Kross attacked in ring to make his debut, so it makes sense. Both men got a 44 rating for in-ring performance, a wrestling rating of 44, and a segment rating of 41. Kathy Kelly then cuts a promo talking about how she is so unimpressed by everyone within Japan USA and that no one really is worthy of Zeus's time. We then have BXB Hulk and Sonata lose to La Velocidad and Ryuya Tekura in the tag title tournament. The tag league, I should say. A 50 wrestling rating and a 61 segment rating. Sonata got a 57, BXB Hulk with the 41, Ryuya with the 35, and La Velocidad with the 67. And then in our main event, Goji Ozaki and Arata would pick up another win, this time over Honda and Hajime. A 42 wrestling rating and a 48 segment rating. Shiozaki with the 43, Arata with the 28, Hajime with the 43, and Honda with the 53. Increased our popularity in 18 regions, so we'll address the locker room and we'll give this to Killer Kross to keep him happy. Sonada did really well actually, so we'll give Sonada some praise too. Seem pleased. Financials, we only lost $193. With how stacked the card was, that's incredible. Popularity recap, we haven't gained anything, that sucks. Okay, we are... what am I trying to say? It's the day after the show, that's what I'm trying to say. So check our news. Jaguar Kota, she wants to retire in peace. So does Keiji Muto, that sucks, okay. 5,100 viewers again. Man, I guess we're not bringing any of them in. That really sucks. If we check out our finances, still up almost $1,000 by the end of the show, that is perfect. Okay, it is the end of the month and Kamala Hayes has impressed the fans with an awesome new move. News-wise, Tam Nakano's contract is ending. Ooh, relocate already, nice. Let's re-sign Tam. Excellent. Southwest Regional Battle, we came last, doesn't surprise me. Let's check our finances. Oh, we're making pure profit finally. Awesome stuff. Love to see that. Okay, time for our next show, and we've done our pre-booking, so get ourselves in the Northwest. Finalise broadcasters, get ourselves on everything possible. Our booking team meeting, we'll spend a correct finish again. Sonata, nice. Locker room incidents. Wants to hang out backstage, Adam Slade, sure. Gosamaru was bought for Wrestlers Corp because he didn't pick up his share of the tab on the shared rental car. So Jim Ross found him going sent him to pay the full cost and reimburse his travel partners. Nice. We did training for Ryuya. Address the locker room. Let's medal between... Yeah, let's do you and maybe... Sonata? Why not? Okay, you know how this goes. We'll get the show booked and I'll join your results page. Okay, in our opening match on the show, we had La Velocidad and Tekakura defeat Sano and Gosamaru. A wrestling rating of 40 and a segment rating of 53. Ryu got a 30, La Velocidad a 70, Gosamaru a 35 and Sano a 26. We then cut to the back where Kathy Kelly is basically saying how Zeus is totally unstoppable. She said it for months and yet no one stepped up. When John Hennigan appears and says that he will dethrone Zeus in tonight's main event. We then have Puma de Oro and Puma de Oro and Yun Saito take on Sonata and BXB Hulk, in which Saito and Puma would get the win. A wrestling rating of 36 and a segment rating of 44. Saito got a 22, de Oro got a 50, BXB Hulk a 32, and Sonata a 41. We then have Killer Kross wrestle against the debuting Akiori Tazakzawa, however you say it. Killer Kross got a 46 and Akiori got a 31, so a wrestling rating of 39 and a segment rating of 39. Post-match, Killer Kross cuts a promo basically being like, where's the real competition here? Because he's just decimating all the sort of the lower mid-carders. And then in the main event, Zeus would retain his World Heavyweight title against John Hennigan. Zeus was rusty, John Hennigan off his game, and the career finish was a failure. So overall, a bit of a dud. But we got Zeus defending his title. Did increase our popularity in 18 regions, not our best show though. So if we address the locker room, we will give this to Killer Kross once again. And unfortunately, Lava lost Dad, which probably isn't going to help his ego in this save, but so seemed pleased. Financials, we lost 1,300. I did expect that, having Kross and John Hennigan on the same show, but that's okay. Popularity recap, we have gone up to 31 though, so it was worth it. Okay, it is the day after the show. We've got Kai leaving Noah. Not too interested in bringing him in though, just because of his age. He is aging. And we already have an aging roster. John Hennigan obviously gone, he was only making one appearance. We did get 5,000 viewers though, so we'll take that. Come to our finances. 200 in debt, but that's okay, we'll still make a profit this month, so I'm fine. Size-wise, we come here. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. And if we come to our tournament, so in the tag lead, Lava Lost Dad and Ryu Takakura are in the lead with 1 draw and 4 wins. So they haven't lost a match yet. Okay, it's the start of the new month, so let's go over some stuff. We have some news. Mandy Sachs has been hired by DDT on a touring contract. Cool. Murashima's split with whoever he was dating. Honda has joined them. BXB Hulk's contract is expiring, so let's get you brought in. Events owned, ATV shows. Yuko, yeah, I really want to bring him in. 29 years old, I think we do it. He's really good in Noah. And he's a young heel, so let's just do it. And he'll be in our junior division, which is even better. So yeah, let's bring him in. We finished last again, but that's okay. If we come to our finances, how are we doing? Still made 2k, nice. We're only $19,000 in debt now, which is amazing. Size-wise, we are slowly getting there. It is just very slowly. And title tournament-wise, we're still looking at this. So not too bad. And then remaining matches, we've only got this left. So our title tournament will be over soon-ish. Maybe like 3 or 4 more months, which is crazy, but the things you have to do during a local to global. Okay, let's get this going. So we're going to pick our venue in the southwest, the Esports Arena. Finalise our broadcasters, get us on everything. Pre-show incidents, the live event will go ahead, but there's a small penalty because some of our equipment has been sent to the wrong place. Fantastic. Our camcorders aren't here. Booking team meeting. Get those creative finishes in. Beautiful. Locker room. So Sakamoto was brought for Wrestlers Court for not joining the rest of the locker room for a night out. Jim Ross found him guilty and sentenced him to buy drinks for everyone. Cool. Sano was brought for Wrestlers Court for being absorbed by his phone when he should have been paying attention to a locker room meeting. Jim Ross found him guilty and sentenced him to buy a beer of crate for everyone. A beer of crate, a crate of beer. We did training for Hajime. Hajime and Ryuki Honda have been getting on particularly well recently. Good. Address the locker room. We will team bond. New tension between me and Jim Ross. Jim Ross is going to get cut at this rate. Okay, with that being said, let's book this show and I'll join you on the results page. Okay, in our first match on the show, we had Ryuki Honda and Hajime taking on Gosamaru and Naoshi Sano, in which Honda would get the win for his team. A 37 wrestling rating and a 42 segment rating to start the show. Hajime with the 44, Honda with the 43, Sano with the 27, and Gosamaru with the 33. We then get Tekla saying that tonight in the main event she will dismantle Mina Shirakawa to then go on to face Tam Nakano for the women's world title. We then get Sanada and BXB Hulk continuing their win streak in the tag tournament, defeating Kagetora and Kazuma Sakamoto, a wrestling rating of 36 and a segment rating of 44. BXB Hulk got a 34, Sanada got a 53, Sakamoto with the 25 and Kagetora with the 34. We then cut to the back where Mina Shirakawa claims that she will win tonight's main event by defeating Thekla and then going on to defeat Tam Nakano. Mina got a 54 rating for the promo, which is decent. And then that leads into tonight's main event, in which Mina Shirakawa would get the win with a 52 in-ring performance. Thekla got 37. Kind of disappointing from Thekla, I won't lie. But Mina Shirakawa was also held for her game. A wrestling rating of 44 and a second rating of 46, and I forgot to put my career finish in. Overall, increased our popularity in 18 regions. Address the locker room, we'll give this to Mina, and we'll give it to Sanada. Seen pleased, seen pleased. Financial report, we made $500, excellent. Popularity recap up to 32, that's what we wanted. Nice. Okay, it's the day after the show, and we have 4,300 viewing figures for that one, so not the best. If we come to our finances, we are still 1,300 up, which is fine. And if we come to our tournament, we will see that Lan Velocidad and Tagora are still top. Oh no, Sonada and BXB Hulk can now join them, which is what I hoped for. So that is perfect, 4 wins each. Okay, so that is the end of the episode. Or the end of the month, that is the end of the episode. Let's just check our finances quick, and we made $4,000 last month, awesome. We're zooming out into the profit now, perfect. Well, I really appreciate you guys watching, thank you so much for bearing with this series. If you're new, please drop this a like, it helps me tremendously, and don't forget if you want to support the channel more, you can by becoming a member today. All you have to do is press that join button, it will give you early access to these episodes. If you're ready, please subscribe to the Wrestling Hideout for all your wrestling needs, whether it's TEWs or fancy bookings, other wrestling games, podcasts, predictions, reviews, you name it, we probably have it somewhere. And hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.